Heroes aren't born, they're made. And I had the privilege to talk to one of my personal heroes, retired Master Sergeant of the United States Air Force, Billy Wayne Blackburn.
My name is Billy Wayne Blackburn. I'm retired Master Sergeant in the Air Force. I went in at 17. My mom signed for me to go in at 17. I took my basic training in Geneva, New York, Sampson Air Force Base. It was open for about 5 years because they did not have room in Lackland Air Force Base in Texas for all the people coming in the military. Well, after getting assigned to Panama City, Florida, which is Tyndall Air Force Base, I met my wife by dragging down Main Street, and I let her win. Hardest part of being in the Air Force was being away from family. And I guess a couple of the hardest things for me was when I left Florida going to Vietnam, leaving my family behind, not knowing if I would see them again. And second, coming back from Vietnam, there was myself and I think 3 other Air Force members aboard that were not dead. We had approximately 20 flag-colored covered caskets that we brought back. We got married in January '58, and the first child was born in September of 1960, a son, and then in 1962, a daughter was born, Teresa. My first assignments for approximately 10 years was working with jet fighters' radar. I was a radar technician on the jet fighters. The last 10 years I spent on ground radar, where we had approximately 150 locations throughout the country that we monitored all aircrafts coming in or coming close to the country. Well, I was stationed in Japan, and I received news that my dad, stepmother, and 5 half-brothers and sisters were all killed in a fire. So I ended up coming back to the States. They flew me back to the States. And I was in the States for approximately 35 days, and then I was due to go back to Japan. And I was in California waiting on a flight to take off the following morning when we received a call that night that said, "Stop him, don't put him on the flight." So I did not go on the flight. Less than 24 hours later, we were all working and looking for names that were on the flight to try to contact the people, their parents. The plane disappeared about 200 miles off the coast of Japan in a storm. No bodies, no plane was ever recovered. I was in the Air Force for 20 years and 10 months. I retired at the age of 37.
I'm Jean Blackburn, and I've been married to this man 60 years come January. Spent 17 years in the Air Force with him, a little over 17 years. My greatest memory of being in the Air Force is being able to see the world. I've seen countries that I would never have seen without being in the military. And I thoroughly enjoyed overseas. I've seen more countries than I have cities in the U.S. The hardest part of being married to a military man back when we were in the military was your isolation tours. I was very fortunate that he was never isolated. He had always had enough rank that we could go with him as a family. But it's very hard to say goodbye, like when he got orders for Vietnam, to say goodbye because you didn't know if you'd see him again. That's the hardest part of the military, but it goes with the job.
I served my country, and I was proud to serve my country.
So to all of those who have served in every branch of the military, this Veterans Day, we're saying thank you for all that you've done and sacrificed so that we can call this blessed and free country home.